Artists, storytellers, beatmakers, these are the latest news, deals, and free plugins from the music production world. So check it out. This is WoFi, a new cloud-connected sampler synthesizer from Kudrat Instruments. This is a very portable keyboard sampler that combines sampling with, well, Wi-Fi. Yes, you can load samples onto this keyboard wirelessly. It features 25 velocity-sensitive MIDI keys, 10-voice polyphony, a built-in microphone and speaker. So this is a pretty cool on-the-go sampling keyboard. So let's talk about that one major selling point, cloud connectivity. So the WoFi can load and save sounds via Wi-Fi and cloud access, which they say will make sample management much simpler. They've created a mywo.fi site to manage the samples, so you can access it through any browser. You can load samples into the browser and have them on the instrument, and vice versa, record a sample and send it to the cloud. Of course, this seems like a great way for Kudrat Instruments to sell samples, which I'm sure they'll do eventually. But you can also share samples between other users, of course. So what do you think of this cloud connectivity feature? Is this something you think you'd really use? Is there a use case that you've been looking for that WoFi satisfies? Comment below. So the keyboard itself also has some interesting tools, including a texturer, which gives you granular sound sculpting capabilities. It's also got a built-in 16-step sequencer, an LFO, envelopes, filters, of course, and it's $800. I've got to play around with it a lot more before I really give it a verdict. I think this is great for experimentation. I mean, you're using your own samples and you've got that granular stuff. If you're interested in learning more about this, I'll add a link below the video. And keep an eye on my channel for more about WoFi. Question of the week. What do you think are the top plugins released in 2024. I'm working on some Black Friday deals and I want to find the best stuff I can for you. So I want to know what's been the best new products you've seen this year. Comment below. 80s kids, listen up. I've been waiting for a sound collection like this. This is Iconic by East West. It's a collection of sounds from popular songs from the 80s. East West teamed up with Anthony Marinelli, the synth programmer behind Michael Jackson's Thriller album, to create this. Check it out. These presets here are recreations of the actual sounds used in 80s songs. They were sampled directly from the vintage instruments, and they also applied reamping techniques to add stereo space. This is a technique that was used back in the day. Once you load a sound, you can also make it your own with a bunch of synth-type parameters and effects in East West Opus VST. Now, I love this idea, and the sounds they've included are really nice, but I do wish they included more. The total count of presets in the collection is 524, but within that 524, they've also included what they're calling Beyond Iconic, which are presets that kind of build on the 80s classic sounds made for modern music. So you have a lot of presets here inspired by the 80s, but not really from recognizable songs. Keep that in mind. The real nostalgia lies in the presets you're more familiar with. That said, this is a quality sound collection and it's a nice new direction for East West. I want more, maybe a 90s collection. If you want to check out Iconic, I'll add a link below. TapeWave is a new tape emulation plugin from Wave Alchemy. It's a tape plugin that blends both analog tape with super lo-fi sound of cassettes. It gives you 6 unique tape styles, each with its own character, ranging from clean and punchy to dark and gritty. What sets TapeWave apart is in the details. They've actually included a compressor from an old cassette recorder, the Shure Level Lock, which gives you the sound of that analog compression. You've got other familiar controls for wow and flutter, drive, and an age control. We've seen some of these features in other plugins before. Now, TapeWave is a flavor monster. Switch the tape type and you're hearing it loud and clear. I actually wish they had a mix knob here because the sound of the tape is excellent, but I might just want to dial it in a little bit. Well, maybe you can do that within your DAW anyway. TapeWave does sound really good, and it's currently available at an intro price of £29, which is a super deal for the sound that you're getting. I'll add a link below. CableGuys have released a brand new plugin in collaboration with producer BT. It's called Snapback. So what exactly is it? Well, it's a drum layering plugin designed to automate the process of adding transients and special snapback samples to your drum hits. Basically, it detects your drum hits in real time and layers new samples on top, giving you this instant punchy sound. Now, what makes Snapback unique is its ability to add samples before the main transient. This snapback technique is apparently a secret weapon of pro producers to create more lively, organic sounding grooves. And I think this is the first time this technique has been available in an easy to use plugin kind of thing. Snapback comes with 200 transient and snapback samples from big names like BT, Goldbaby, and Virtual Riot. But you can also drag and drop your own samples into it, which is pretty cool. So who is this plugin good for? I'll say it's perfect for EDM and hip hop producers who want to add some extra life and punch to their drums without spending a lot of time manually editing samples. It may be especially useful if you're working in a DAW that has a slower audio editing workflow. Snapback is currently available for a launch price of $29. Beyerdynamic has dropped the second generation of their DT1770 Pro and DT1990 Pro headphones. These are their high-end and pricey studio headphones. The DT1770 Pro Mark II has a closed-back design, and the 1990 is open-back. Both models feature Beyerdynamic's Tesla driver technology, and they've made some decent upgrades to these Mark IIs, including some improvement in sound tuning and improvements for the ear pads and headbands, and upgraded cables. So both the 1770 and 1990 are priced at $600. Yeah, it's not cheap, but remember, we're talking about their pro-level, high-level gear here. These are meant for mixing and mastering, particularly the 1990s, the openbacks. I have the previous version, and the soundstage is excellent. And yeah, they have that Beyerdynamic sound, which many of you really like. So I do have Black Friday deals coming out later this month. Keep an eye on the channel because I'll be bringing exclusive coupon codes, free plugins, and I'll do the work to find you the best prices on a lot of gear. Artiphon has released a new version of its Orba instrument. Orba 3 is a small circular instrument that includes features of a synth, MIDI controller, and sampler all in one. It has 8 touch-sensitive pads, motion sensors, a built-in speaker, and it allows you to kind of create some music on the go. You can drum on it, strum, and use other gestures to kind of manipulate the sounds. The latest iteration, the Orba 3, introduces some new stuff. The biggest one is live sampling. This means you can record sounds directly through its built-in microphone, your voice or any noise right into the device. They made some other updates. In drum mode, you can assign different samples to each pad. When you switch to chord mode, it automatically adjusts your sample to fit musical chords. I always saw the Orba as either a fun tool on the go or something for beginners. This thing is actually really popular, so they must be doing something right. It's $160 on Artiphon's website. If you're curious about exploring some new ways to make music on the go or a new way to sample and then make music, this might be worth considering. Izotope has released version 5 of Neutron. Neutron is an all-in-one mixing suite, and it now has 11 plugins. So what's new in version 5? Well, you've got 3 brand new modules to play with, including phase, density, and clipper. Density adds upward compression to give your audio more presence, detail, and fullness. This means it can add weight to sounds without altering their texture or groove. They've also updated the equalizer module, which now lets you drop up to 12 EQ band nodes just by clicking on the curve. Now, I haven't used Neutron a lot in my own productions, but I know a bunch of you have. Do you think it's really an all-in-one solution for mixing, or do you end up just using a few of the modules here and there? Let me know in the comments below. Minimal Audio has updated their synth Current to 2.0. This update is free if you previously purchased this synth. Current is a software synthesizer that gives you a number of synthesis methods, including wavetable and granular sampling. So in 2.0, they've actually added a play view, and this is a new section which includes a customizable XY pad that lets you control multiple parameters simultaneously. They've also added a wave shifter effect, which combines frequency shifting with ring modulation. They've also expanded the modulation matrix and made some UI changes. If you haven't tried Current, I think it's definitely worth a try. I've really liked minimal audio plugins in the past, and of course, there's a free trial, so you can try it before you buy it. So how about a totally free plugin? Well, this one is limited time, only free until December 1, so go get it. TV3 by Imaginado is a plugin that emulates the classic Roland TB303. You have 2 oscillators, 2 waveforms, filters, and more. Looks pretty fun too, right? I'll add a link below. Thanks for watching, and hey, if you're looking for some studio monitors, keep an eye on my channel as I test the best available today. For now, don't miss a full tour of my current setup in a video right here. Keep making the music you love, and I'll see you soon.